I simplified my Linktree down to 7 links, 4 social media icons and 3 pages. The first one is the show, which is basically the podcast, an audio version. The second one is the blog, which is basically the blog and my previous website, even though I now consider the Linktree as a website. And I also have stuff, which are basically affiliate links. So there were basically different pages which offered affiliate links, but I just had one page. I just made one page on my blog, which then acts as a redirector to different pages. Then I have chosen Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Why these platforms and why only now 7 options? You could argue that the easiest conversion would be the following. If you have a consumer on this side, the consumer is basically one person of your audience, then there is a link. And if you have a link under a video, for example, and someone clicks on this link, then this is a conversion rate of 100% in terms of just viewing the clicking behavior, which is nice. But now if you have this link being actually not already linking to the actual page, but just linking to a link page, then you add additional complexity to a decision that was not there in the first place. Because if the user already decides to click this link, this could be, for example, the YouTube link, and then the user would already be on your YouTube page. But now if you add the option for Instagram, for Twitter, for your podcast, for your blog, for other stuff, then it becomes a very complicated choice. There was a study done actually, and in this study, they looked at how easy it is to sell jam in the supermarket. So they had 2 different scenarios. The first scenario was that they had 3 glasses. And with the 3 glasses, now this was the first option. And the second option was that they had multiple options. So ideally, one would think, or not ideally, but one could think that the more options you give a consumer, the better it is for the consumer, because everybody can just approximate what they actually want much more. But we have a problem, and this problem is that even though we assume often that people are completely rational actors, of course their processing power and their intelligence at a given point in time is limited. So you only have so much willpower and intelligence and so on and so forth, or processing power, to make a decision as easy as which jam to buy. Therefore, in what the study found is that compared to the multiple options, the 3 glasses actually increased sales drastically. And there is even an additional argument to be made. Of course, it depends now on how these 3 different things are positioned. So you could make, for example, it depends now on, you can make an argument that you should adjust the prices and also the general positioning of these 3 glasses somehow. So if you want people, for example, to buy the best option for you, which brings in the most revenue or has the highest profit margin, then what you could argue for is that you make this one seem as a big deal. Not a big deal, but a good deal. A deal that is very good compared to the other ones. So, for example, you could price the biggest one at, let's say, you could price them like this. 100 grams is for €1. 200 grams is for €2, but the 500 gram only costs €3. Therefore, the price to performance ratio is much better. And now when it comes to your Linktree, back to your Linktree, of course, also it matters how you position these icons. What you can actually do is you can change the order of these on top, and you can also obviously change the links down. So what usually happens, at least in my experience, this is just based on my data that I have, and since I do not have that many conversions, I only have limited data availability. Usually people just click the first link, because compared to the social icons, the link is just much bigger. So now, depending on what you actually want your channel to be, should it be you explaining shorts, for example, in short form video, should it be you? The question is, what is the general content? And the question is also, how do you want to monetize this content? And then the next question is, what do you want people to convert on? I figured it makes the most sense to build a relationship with a potential user or you with the show, which is basically a copy of the videos, but only the videos currently which are audio applicable, but I will change this and just copy all the videos basically apart from the shorts. And this is the show. So this is the main link. I still wanted also to link my blog since I put many hours into writing, even though it doesn't make the most sense because almost nobody reads. But also on a blog, people are much higher, or I think they are likelier to convert to an affiliate link, for example, because they already have it in front of them instead of a video where they have to stop the video, pause, go into the description. There are a lot more steps involved. And I also therefore still needed the stuff monetization, so basically affiliate links, which I therefore put in here. In terms of now the socials, I still do have more social platforms, but the problem is if I have more social platforms, then it even almost was like 2 layers of social icons. So I figured, what are the primary platforms I want people to go to? It's basically YouTube. So now an idea would be to just only have the YouTube link. Therefore, people would be much likelier to actually click on it. The next idea would be, what would be maybe, so I figured, I just use YouTube and I'm actually in the process of switching my shorts from TikTok primary, so I post them first to TikTok and then to the other platforms, to YouTube primary, because YouTube adds monetization to shorts, and this will probably by far outcompete what TikTok is offering, and I don't have any chance of getting monetized on any of my channels in the next months, basically. Which means I'm basically not making any money on TikTok, apart from the potential attention and traffic I get. And of course, I do wanna earn some money with this, because otherwise it wouldn't make too much sense. Of course, because I would have to do something else with my time that might be a better use of my time, actually. So now, Twitter, I'm unsure about Twitter because it is just an additional icon, and I think it doesn't make too much sense to use it. And then I have Instagram and Facebook as of now, because I figured if I just wanna post a short update and I don't put in the effort to make a video, I could just post a short update on Instagram and Facebook at the same time through Meta Business Studio, which actually now works. And you can now also finally post reels, so YouTube Shorts basically, or TikTok Shorts, the same videos, if you already plan to have them cross-platform and you therefore don't have platform-specific copyrighted music and so on and so forth, which I don't, then you can just copy-paste them, theoretically, to Facebook and now also Instagram, which now works. So I figured for short-form blogging, text-based blogging, I go to Instagram and Facebook. Of course, you have to add a picture in order for the blog post to appear on Instagram. Otherwise, it only lands on Facebook. What I also can do is I can copy post the shorts and the solo or the longer videos from YouTube to Facebook and Instagram. And so therefore, Instagram and Facebook are native platforms for basically images, but I don't really use them as images on Instagram. Then Facebook is basically just like YouTube at this point in time, because YouTube now also has a community post feature, which is now also available for me, for my channels, which is nice. So you could argue, maybe YouTube is the only social platform you need. So if you want people to go on YouTube, YouTube has the best monetization, then maybe just display the YouTube link. But I'm not at that stage already. I already deleted basically the TikTok link. Why? Because I don't actually want people to go onto TikTok. I would rather prefer if they went on YouTube, and therefore also I had the ability to discover my longer videos, because in a shorter video, the shorter something is you say, the more possible interpretations something has, obviously. And the shorter something is, the more, therefore, it tends to be controversial, just by statistics, you could say. And therefore, maybe just display the YouTube link. But of course, then what if people want to check you out on Twitter, and then they would have the link here already? So there are, of course, compromises to be made, but that's why I simplified my Linktree this much, and that's basically the current state of affairs when it comes to my webpage and my Linktree.